Hello everyone, and welcome to this KCS at-home lesson in kindergarten math. Today we will be working to review Ready Math Unit 3, which involves counting and cardinality with numbers to 10. Our three objectives will be to count to 10, to compare within 10, and to make 10. My name is Miss Smith, and I am a kindergarten teacher at Halls Elementary School. I would love to say, go Halls Hound Dogs! I am also a Knox County Schools math demonstration teacher, so I'm excited to work along with you today to review Unit 3. Now you might be wondering, what are we going to be working on today? First, we will begin with a number talk. We will use a splat to complete our number talk. After that, we will work on our three main objectives. We will count to 10, we will compare within 10, and we will make 10. To do each of those three things, we will first talk about it, then we will practice it, and then we will show it. When we are done with our three objectives, we will work on some problem solving to review what we have discussed. Finally, I will leave you with a game challenge. So, how will you know when you've got it? Well, there are three ways that you will know if you have understood this lesson. First, you can complete the problem solving pages along with me. Remember, the problem-solving portion of this lesson will occur during the review. If you can do this along with me, you will know you have understood the content. Another way to know that you have been successful is if you can play the final game challenge with someone at home. Over the next week or two, you can play the game challenge with your siblings, your parents, or your whole family. This game is quick, easy, and you can play it in many ways. It's a very fun way to show what you know. Finally, if you complete this lesson with me today, you should be able to correctly complete your at-home practice packet. Please remember that optional packets are provided each week. You may print them at home, or you may pick them up on Wednesdays from Knox County Schools sites. Now that we know what we will be working on and how we'll know if we've been successful, let's get started. We will begin with a number talk that requires us to look at a splat. Many of you might be familiar with splat, and you may use them in your own classroom. Today, we are using this particular splat to get our brains ready to talk about and think through what we'll be discussing. Go ahead and count the set. Hold your number up on your fingers because when I switch to the next screen, you want to know if you got it correct. Did you count 10? Let's make sure that we have 10. I'm going to put a dot on each one as I count to show my one-to-one correspondence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10. 10 was the last number that I said, so that names the set. Now we could find 10 in a few different ways here. Let me show you how I found 10. I started with this because it looked like a 4 on a dice. So I saw 4, then I saw 3 here, and I saw 3 here. The way that I counted was I started with my largest number, 4, and I counted on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's one way to find 10. I could also find 10 another way. A strategy I like to use is counting by twos. So I could go through and count by twos as well. As you can see by the different colors, this is a completely different way to count to 10, but it still works. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Both ways that I chose got me to 10. Now I would like to see if you can come up with your own way to count to 10. If you have a sibling or a parent in the room near you, show them on your screen. If not, find 10 in your own way for yourself. All right, now that we know we have 10, we should be ready for the splat. Let's think about what we know first. I know that we started with 10, and I know that I can see 3. So let's analyze it. If I know I started with 10 and I can see 3 now, what number must be behind the splat? I will give you a moment to think about it, to use your fingers, to count up or back, to use a number line in your head. But let's see which number you think is hiding behind the splat. Let's count with one-to-one correspondence and find the answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did you guess that 7 were behind the splat? If you did, you will probably be able to help me complete these two sentences at the bottom. This is showing me how we could solve the splat. I know that we started with the 3 that we could see, and I know that we wanted to end up with 10. So one way I could solve this is count on from 3. I start with 3 in my head, and I could use my fingers or a number line to count on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 counting on 7 more gave me 10. I could also do it this way. I started with 10, and I know that I could see 3. So if I count backwards from 10, 9, 8, 7, that would also give me the correct number sentence. Now, since this is later in the year, I want to challenge myself, and I want to turn these number sentences into equations. I know that the word and means to put together. What symbol means to put together? The plus sign. So I could replace and with a plus sign. Is also means is the same as. So an equal sign means is the same as. So I could come up with these two equations. 3 plus 7 equals 10, and 10 equals 3 plus 7. But if I want to challenge myself even more, I could come up with a subtraction equation. So when I start with subtraction, I always start with my largest number, so we had 10, and I'm going to take away. What sign do I use when I take away? A minus. Good job. So I'm going to take away the 1, 2, 3 that I see, 10, 9, 8, 7. So I took away 3, and that left me with what is equal to 7. 10 take away 3 is the same as 7, or 10 minus 3 equals 7. Now, if you have enjoyed this splat, or if you like splats at school, please tell a grown-up that they can get on Google and download splats for free. They can Google Math Splat. They are created by a man named Steve, and they are the perfect game for you to play at home if you need some extra math practice. For now, since we've already practiced with our splat to 10, we are ready to get working on counting to 10. I always like to start with a picture because it allows us to talk about it. So, right now, we are going to talk about counting to 10. Look at these groups. Which ones look like they might have 10? This is 1, and this group looks too small, so I think I'll start with either the blue or the yellow fish. And since I like the triangle that the yellow fish are swimming in, I'll count those first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, lucky me, I found 10 on the first try. So I made my triangle with 10. Now I said the blue fish looked like they might be 10. Let's try counting those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the last number I named was 9. So there are 9 in this set. How many more would I need to get to 10? Just 1, right? So let's do that. If I can count to 9 and I can count up 1 more, 9 and 1 will give me 10. 9 and 1. That's my little and sign there. Okay, and over here, I can see that I have 5 fish. And I know that I can just count on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 5 and 5, 5 and 5. And if I can count both of those together, that will give me 10 because that's a double. All right, so we've talked about it. Let's practice it. The first thing I want to practice is writing 10. It's a 1 and a 0, and I need to make sure that I go all the way from the headline to the footline when I write any number. Now let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, I'm glad that I counted that with one-to-one correspondence because there were extras. Let's try the next one. So we'd want 10, and I see we just talked about this. I said that 5 and 5 was a double, and this looks like 5 on a dice. So I think if I have 5 and 5, that'll give me 10. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job. Now that we've practiced it, we should be able to do it or create it on our own. So I will start by drawing the number 10 with my numbers, and now I need to create it. A strategy we like to use in class is creating a 10 frame. So I'm just going to draw my simple 10 frame. I know that if I have 5 on the top row, it is full, 5 on the bottom row, it is full, and 5 and 5 makes 10. So I created 10. Now that we have counted to 10, let's move on and compare numbers within 10. When we compare, we use terms like more than and fewer than or less than. There are more butterflies in this jar than in this jar. There are fewer butterflies or less butterflies in this jar than in this one. 7 is more than 3, so 7 butterflies is more than 3, and 3 butterflies is fewer than or less than the 7. So let's use those words in this picture. What do we have fewer of? Brown and white dogs or black dogs? We have fewer black dogs, less black dogs than brown and white dogs. Good job. If I look at the collars, I can see that double we just talked about. 5 and 5 is 10. And I want to know if I have more collars or more dogs. So let's count how many dogs we have. I know I've got 5 and I can count on 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So what do I have more of? Collars or dogs? 10 is more than 8, so I have more collars than dogs. Good job. Now let's move over here and see if I have more tennis balls or more bowls. Let's see, I'm going to continue to use my double strategy. I know that 3 and 3 is 6. So I have 6 tennis balls. All right. Now I see that I've got 4 and 4 for bowls, and 4 and 4 is the double that makes 8. So what do I have more of? Tennis balls or bowls? I have more bowls than I do tennis balls because I have fewer tennis balls than bowls. 6 is less than 8. One more question. What do I have more of, dogs or bowls? That was a trick question. They're equal. 8 is equal to 8. So I have enough bowls for each one of my 8 dogs. Now that we've talked about comparing within 10, let's practice it. These are lined up, so it is easy for me to match them up with one-to-one correspondence, and I can see what do I have more of. What do I have more of, bones or tennis balls? I have one more bone. Let's count how many I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 balls, or 9 bones, excuse me. I've got 9 bones. And if I'm working with a number line and I know I have 1 less, I jump back 1. How many tennis balls will I have? 8. 8 is less than 9. Good job. Now, what do I have less of? Do you think pink dots or green dots? I think I have less pink dots. I think there are fewer pink than green. And I'm going to use my strategy of counting by 2 to check myself. I've got 2, 4, 6. I have 6 pink. Now let's see how many green I have. 2, 4, 6, 8. I have 8 green. So was I right when I said I have fewer pink? Do I have less pink than green? Yes, because 6 is less than 8. All right, let's see if we can practice it on our own. On this page, we need to draw less. So I can see right here, I don't need to count this top row. I know how many I've got. I've got 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 dots. Well, if I take away 1, anytime I take away, I'm getting less. So is 6 less than 7? It is. Now, here I need to show less than 2. So I'll need to take away, oh, well, I can only take away 1 here. How many do I have? 1. 1 is less than 2. Great job. Now let's work on more. I've got 5, go up 1 more. 5 and 1 makes 6, but I need more than 6. I think I'll draw 2 extra. So let's see, I've got 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is more than 6. I started with 6, and if I draw more, my number's definitely larger. Let's do the same here. I've got 5, and I think I want to draw 4 more here. So I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 9 is more than 5. So now we've worked on using the words less or fewer and more to compare within 10. So let's move on. Let's practice making 10. I'm going to use this sports picture. And I think that I will work with the softballs and baseballs, or maybe they're colored tennis balls, I'm not sure. But I'm going to work with those first. I can see that I've got 5 and 1 more. I've got 6 of the yellow and 4 of the white. 6 and 4 gives me 10. Now look over here. I see I have a full 10 frame, but it's not 6 and 4. I've got 5, 6, 7, 8 normal basketballs, and I've got 2 blue basketballs. See if you can take a moment and explain this one to a family member or to yourself. Okay, so I've got 5, 6, 7 yellow soccer balls and 3 white soccer balls, and 7 and 3 will help me make 10. Let's move on. Now that we've talked about it, we can practice it. So up here, I've got some red and some yellow. First thing I need to do is count how many red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or I could just count 5, 6. And I will write that number. I've got 6 red. So how many more yellow will I need to get me to 10? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 6 and 4 makes 10. Let's go to the next one. How many red do I have? I have 5. I don't even need to count that, I know, because the row is full. So how many more will I need? Well, if I know my doubles, 5 and 5 makes 10. So I can go ahead and draw that. 5 and 5 is 10. Great job. Then at the bottom, how many red do I have? I don't even need to count. 10 would be full. What's 10? Go backwards 1 on the number line. 9. So I've got 9. How many more will I need to make 10? I will only need 1. So now we've made 10. Let's review everything that we have discussed by doing some problem solving. Remember, if you are able to complete this part correctly, you will know that you are ready to be successful with the KCS at-home packet. First, let's count how many dog collars we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And as I write this, you can write it in the air. 10 is a 1 and a 0. We have 10 collars. So if we have 10 collars for 10 dogs, we need 10 bones. Let's make sure we have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, how many will I need to get rid of? 2. So we have 10 collars and 10 bones for our 10 dogs. Great job. All right, we counted to 10. Now let's make sure we can still compare within 10. This is 10. I'm going to write down the number 10. And it asks me, which is less? 10 or 5, which one is less? 5 is less than 10 because it's fewer than 10 or smaller than 10. If I cross these out, 5 is less than 10. All right, down here we need to count and label the number. I'm going to count on 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to label it with the number 8. Then over here, I need to draw more than 8. I need to draw more than 8. So let me start with the 8. I've got 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'll draw one more. If I go up on the number line by 1, what's 8 go up 1? 9. Now is 9 more than 8? Yes, it is. So we found less and more. We can compare within 10. Let's see if we can make 10. I need to make 10. How many gray dots do I have? 5, 6, 7. I've got 7. And how many more will I need to get me to 10? 1, 2, 3. 7 and 3 will give me 10. I know that because it's filled my 10 frame. I could also do that on my fingers. Down here, I get to make my own. Now, I really love the color blue, so I think I'll start with blue. And I like the number 4. So I'm going to start with 4. Now let's see how many more I will need to get me to 10. I'll choose orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 orange. 4 and 6 will get me to 10. Now if you could do that along with me, you will be successful at your at-home packet. Great job thinking through and reviewing Unit 3 of Kindergarten Math. Remember that this is just review. You should already be able to count to 10, compare within 10, and make 10 pretty easily. Since that should be easy for you, now is the perfect time to take a few minutes and show your family how much you know. And one way to do that is to create a game. I want to tell you about a game called Make 10. In your house, if you have dominoes, dice, or cards, you can use them to make groups of 10. You can use 2 dominoes, you could use 2 dice, or you could use 2 playing cards to make 10. And there are many different ways to make 10 with dominoes, dice, or cards. You could make 10 one way and challenge your family member to make it another way. If you don't have dominoes, dice, or cards in your house, you could also make your own flashcards like this. There are 2 different ways you could play. For example, I could draw this one for my mom. And I could say, hey Mom, I've got 5. What else do you need to give me 10? And my mom could fill in the other side for 5 and 5. Another way that you could play is just to make your own and match them up. 6 and 4 will give me 10. Oh, that's a messy 6. I'm sorry, I told you it was hard on my computer. Let's try that again. 6 and 4 will give me 10. So you can use dominoes, dice, cards, or you can make your own flashcards. You could also play Make 10, the challenge version, by using a plus sign. You could do it with dots, like this, 5 and 5, like we just talked about. And then you could have a grown-up or a sibling write the numbers in, or you could write in your own numbers and let them draw the dots. Or maybe they could draw the dots and you could draw the numbers. There are many different ways to play this game, and I think that you would enjoy making 10 at home. Thank you again for participating in this lesson. I would like to give a shout out to the students and teachers at Halls Elementary School, and I want to give a special hello to my Smiths Superstars. Please know that I miss you, I love you, and I'm thinking of you. All students in Knox County, please know that our classrooms and our hearts are so empty without you. We miss you very much, and we hope that you all continue to review and try new things while you're at home. Remember that work connected to this lesson can be printed off by going to www.knoxschools.org/KCS at home. You can also pick up packets from food distribution sites located at different schools around Knox County. You may do that on Wednesdays. If you have further questions, please go to www.knoxschools.org /COVID-19 update. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have enjoyed reviewing Unit 3 of Kindergarten Math.